Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Guys, somebody wake me up out of my bed this morning with a piece of news. And this is a very reliable source. Now, I have heard from a very reliable source that Chris Gayle has actually officially joined the Jamaica Labour Party and will be going up against Phillip Paulwell in East Kingston and Port Royal constituency. Now, the gentleman gave me a list of times when the Prime Minister had actually met with Chris Gayle and the discussions they have had. As a matter of fact, Chris Gayle has travelled with the Prime Minister overseas on 2 occasions. I think one of those occasions was to China, or if it was not in China, they had met with the Chinese officials in a third country to discuss things to do with investments in Jamaica. Now, before I get into how I come by that, I have to give you a background because it is all connected. Some things that we didn't realize before, and now we're not going to say, oh, now me understand, now me get it, right? Because sometimes all things connected, and you just need to connect the dots. Oh, by the way, from the other day I've been harassed by this woman who keep telling me, say I must just get to the point. Your video too long and me have to just tune out and I get nothing. Listen, guys, let me tell you something, and for that lady, this channel is not for shallow-minded people. This channel was created for deep thinkers, people who have a longer attention span, people who want to learn. And therefore, if you have a TikTok brain where you can't stay on nothing and concentrate for more than a minute or two, this channel is definitely not for you. So, for you now who are serious about learning something and knowing something and to be enlightened, stick with me, because this is where you're going to get a real roller coaster ride. First of all, let's go back to the 9th of September 2023. And as I said, I'm going to show you how this is all connected. On that day, Saturday, September 9th, baby Sahria Paulwell, Phillip Paulwell's baby daughter, and her mother were kidnapped from their home, taken into East Kingston, killed, and their bodies burnt. The people who did this act were constituents of Phillip Paulwell. The baby that they killed was that of their own MP, Phillip Paulwell. The constituency in which the baby and her mother were killed was the same constituency of that MP, Phillip Paulwell. The main person who admitted to doing the actual killings was a man called Richard Brown, and he confessed and was sentenced to 30 years plus some other sentences. Richard Brown's mother was an activist for the PNP, and she was one of those persons who works also and go around to do the verification for enumeration. So his own mother is highly connected to the People's National Party. So let's just put that in context now. The same youth who grew up in the same constituency, aligned to the same party, got take him same MP's daughter, along with other men from this, all of them come from the same constituency who carried out the act, and go kill them own MP picnic inside the same constituency. Now, that act had triggered a train of reactions. And before I tell you what the train of reaction entailed, when I got that call in the morning, I went on the phone and I spoke to some people in the constituency, people that I know from my school days. And for once, I was given a heads up as to what is really going on down there. After the death, after that incident, that heinous incident, the leader of the Base One gang, another gang called Kana One, and another gang called Shantai, they all went to see Phillip Paulwell. Now, they had meetings with him and tell him, say, listen, come into the constituency, you need to get some social programs, you need to put up, you need to form some corner leagues, you need to do something, get some of them youth into Heart NTA and create a lot of activities and try to get things a different way in the constituency. To date, according to what this person is telling me, nothing has been done. What happened, you know? You see, the death of this MP's baby, it caused even the bad man them, the gunman them in the area to stop, take a step back, and look and say, hold on. No, sir. Even them became so sickened by this act that them say, no, we can't dare do we self this and I do we own MP this and we are one family and I just we a ton silver ticks now we own back. Something wrong, yes, sir. Something wrong. Now, not having gotten anything substantial from the MP, they reached out to the JLP. Discussions had been going on where people from the top of Oliver Road, led by a man named Octavia Austin, 51-year-old, him a dirty corner boy, you know, big boy, but him live a foreign and him come out of Jamaica more time. And him do some things for the youth, them give a little scholarship, send people picnic go to school because you know it's a depressed area. And people look up to him, but him a big PNP activist. Now he got in line with some of the other gunmen them and they sort of teamed up and said, no, we need to cool down certain things because all our people them are dead off. Mind you, they were comrades, but they were not fighting over politics. Now, word on the ground, a word reached back in the constituency that certain man and certain gangster and certain area leaders were planning to switch to the JLP. Now, let's go to October 21st, this year, Labor Day. Remember that 7 men were shot and killed at a football match there in East Kingston? Now, all of the people who were shot were the ones who were trying to form some links with the JLP in order to see if they would come in and help to quell the violence in the area. Now, I don't know who set them up to do it, but word on the ground is that those who were shot were people who no longer did rape Phillip Paulwell. As a matter of fact, it's over 10-15 years that the bad man them in East Kingston never raped Phillip Paulwell. Phillip Paulwell said it himself all the while. Say, listen, me can't go talk to them. It don't make sense me go talk to them because them not listen to me. Them not hear me. And them say police just need to go in and do what they have to do. He have said that on several occasions. If you watch the news or read newspaper, that is what Phillip Paulwell always say. And it is true. Him no count the bad man them and the bad man them don't count him. So nothing that goes on in there is really political. And Phillip Paulwell is not responsible for any of the, directly responsible for any shootings or acts of violence going on in the community. But as a last resort, they went to him after the death of his baby and even after the death of his own baby, which him should have seen it as and stay at a red line and draw the line at that point and say, yes, we have to do something. He did nothing. And for some reason, the men who were trying to work with him and couldn't reach nowhere decide to reach out to the other side. And them dead. Now it seems that the men who are left, them start cut against each other. And because some still want to remain under the PNP banner and some men don't want to stay there. So since the death of those men on the football field, 7 deaths have happened in the East Kingston area, but it happened at the top of Oliver Road and at the foot of Warwick Hill to Norman Gardens. And these deaths are supposed to occur between 2 PNP constituencies, 2 separate constituencies, men who used to link together but are no longer linking. So at the moment it is now Rockfort and Warwick Hill and that general area, Rennock Lodge, against Sanders Lane, which is another PNP enclave. The thing though is that Sanders Lane is actually in a different constituency. It's in the constituency of Southeastern St. Andrew. And Southeastern St. Andrew is controlled by a PNP MP called Julian Robinson. So in all the violence in East Kingston and the eastern section of Kingston is between comrades and comrades, and it is not over politics. Well, until the death of those 5 men at the football field. Now, there are factions within the same East Kingston and St. Andrew constituency who are going at odds with each other now, and they are calling on the JLP to do something. Now, because of the closeness between Chris Gayle and Andrew Holness, and because of his popularity and all of that, the party is trying to parachute Chris Gayle into the area to see if he can actually take the seat. Personally, I don't think only Masagad himself can come take that PNP seat, really, because it is the second or third strongest garrison constituency in the entire island. And why I say this, you've got to understand, that there is only one small JLP enclave in the entire Kingston 2, in the entire constituency. And it's a little dead end road. It is called Dunoon Terrace and it is off Dunoon Road. That little road have on more than 10 houses on each side. It's the only place in East Kingston that you ever see green flag put up, basically. Like on a stretch without any orange flag. So it's a daunting task if he takes it on. But let me tell you people in East Kingston tired. Them tired for lack of representation. Them tired of the crime and everything and an MP who is doing nothing. All him do a come on and claim say, gunman now listen to him. How come Horace Chang gunman them in a St. James listen to him? James Robertson gunman them in a Western St. Thomas listen to him? What kind of little pia jellyback MP him be? And again, he made already useless for a long time because only one person I see in the PNP which is more useless than Phillip Paulwell, and that's a man named Anthony Hilton from Western St. Andrew, which includes Waterhouse and part of Duane Park and Seaview Gardens. So guys, I'm just giving you this heads up and making you see where this come from, and if what I hear is true, then we need to really take a look at that constituency seriously in the upcoming general elections. I personally don't think that Chris Gayle can win. Nevertheless, I'm quite sure with the level of violence and the lack of representation from the MP that has been there probably about what, 30 years, I'm quite sure we will see a significant shift in the demographics and the voting pattern in that area. Because trust me, there are a lot of decent people, very, 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 very decent people living in that constituency. And those people are tired. And that is the reason why police has managed to dirt so much number of people since that incident happened at the football field. Because people tired and people attack. Not only decent citizens, but gunmen are communicate, are collaborate with police now. Big time. So guys, let us just watch and see what happens from here. And if my prediction is right, then we will see what happens as these weeks go by until next year, soon, when we'll see how it plays out. Guys, thanks for listening. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.